Alright guys, what's going on? We are in the shop right now. It's about 10 o'clock at night, but I'm trying to get everything serviced up on the walker. And right now what I'm doing is I'm going through and I'm draining the hydro fluid and the transaxles. So I think that's what you call them. So anyway, we're doing that for literally the first time since I've had this mower. And I just took the caps off my hydros, and they were still sealed and everything, and one was a little bit low, one looked pretty spot on, but the other one looked about yay low. So we already got one drained. Anyway, so that's what we got going on right now. I thought I would kind of make a video about this because I really didn't know much about it. I've asked around a lot of people, got a hold of Randy from Countryside, got a hold of a friend of mine in Colorado, Bryce. He's been a real good friend to me, and so is Randy. But those are kind of my two main guys that I call for walker stuff. And even though I've had one for a long time, I just haven't done some of the work. So yeah, we're gonna do that. But anyway, so it's actually pretty easy so far. Literally, it's drain, fill up, drain, fill up. I'm pretty sure it's not that bad. But I heard horror stories from people saying that, oh man, I mean, you can really mess things up and all this stuff, and it just doesn't look that bad. Let me show you what I got going on. All right, so here's a hydro cap, there's a hydro cap. You can see that that's a hydro, and this one here, we already got drained. This one here, we don't have drained yet, but you can see this one here was a little bit low. I'll try to shine a light down there and let you see it. Not sure if you can tell, but it's a little low. It should be all the way up to the top there. From what I understand, it should be like when you take this bolt out, it should kind of seep out a little bit. It should be right there. But as you can see, that didn't happen with me. All right, so underneath, here's the hydro we've already drained, and it's literally just a bolt right here. And I did that, I let it drain. It's been doing that for about, I don't know, 15 minutes or so. Looks like it's pretty much empty. So we're going to go ahead and put that bolt back in, and then we're going to drain the other one. It looks a little bit harder to get to. It is all the way back here somewhere, but that one looks like it's going to be a little bit more messy, but we're going to take it out regardless. All right, so I got that one loose, but I'm very, very unhappy. Got quite the mess going on now. But on the bright side, that oil doesn't look too bad. I should have done what I usually do when I do the oil filter. I usually take a cardboard and I bend it up in there so it'll flow back. This one here kind of comes straight down, and you can't get the pan underneath it all the way. And I thought it would be under there good enough, but apparently not. Anyway, now I got a freaking mess. I hate that. I hate oil all over the floor. So annoying. All right, so that one's draining. We're gonna fill up the other one and get it going. I've already got the bolt back in there, and now we're gonna fill it up. So what I'm using is a 15W50 mobile synthetic. Just from what I've heard, this is what everybody recommends. So that's what I'm gonna put in there. Randy from Countryside told me that people are switching over to the 20W50, but I'd already bought this, and you know, this is what they recommended for a long time. I think they just went up to the 20W50 recently, so I think I'll be just fine. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this in there and see what happens. So from what I understand, we're gonna fill it up through the cap here, and this will kind of let the air come out as it's draining in there. All right, so we got the oil in there. As you can see, the hole is really small. So I guess you just have to fill it up and then let it drain real slow, I guess. Not really sure how else to do it. That's what we're gonna do. All right, so while that's draining, we'll kind of go over a few things that I got coming up. And I don't know if you guys follow me on Instagram. If you don't, it is topnotch.lawncare. I posted a couple pictures on there last week of some things I'm doing to this walker other than the normal maintenance. So I've always kind of had this idea of just kind of repainting it, whatever color scheme I wanted, and kind of make it a top-notch mower, and just something different. No really rhyme or reason, but so I started to do that. So I got the deck taken off. It's actually outside on the patio. but it is black now. So everything, this is going to be kind of blacked out, and I was wanting to do the wheels in green and just kind of give it a different look. And you know, I wanted to do this last year, but I just didn't have time. So this year I decided to go ahead and do it. And while I have everything off, that's when I was going to kind of service the mower. So far it's working out pretty good. It's not going to be perfect. You know, I'm not a painter. I don't have an airbrush. It's not going to be powder coated or nothing like that. I'm just using the black Rust-Oleum spray paint. I did put 2 coats on the deck. So basically what I'm doing is, you know, kind of sanding it down, kind of sanding out the rough spots using some rough sandpaper. And then I'm going through there, I'm washing it, and then kind of get it all dried up, and then I'm just spray painting it. Nothing special. I'm sure it's probably not going to last very long. But, you know, it's something I've been wanting to do, so we're going to give it a shot. So some other things that I got going on right now is I got a class that I'm signed up for. I already paid for it. Coming up in 2 weeks to get my backflow certification. So I'll be able to test backflows and sprinkler systems, all that kind of good stuff. So really excited about that. Another thing I got signed up for is on April 20th, which is 4/20, by the way. I'm signed up to do my weed control and fertilization pesticide class, or test, I should say. It's not a class, it's just a test. So yeah, I'm kind of getting the ball rolling, kind of getting things going. And you know, I want to get these certifications like I talked about before. I want to be able to do more than just mow and trim bushes. You know, I want to do sprinklers, I want to do weed control, fertilization, all that kind of stuff. So this is kind of the first step in that process. And you know, I'm pretty sure I'll pass the backflow certification. The weed control and fertilization, I don't know. You know, there's some guys that I've talked to that say it's pretty hard, and you know, even them, it took a couple tries. But I figure I'm just going to keep taking it until I pass it. So that's what I'm going to do. And you know, just a lot of things that are kind of you know, in the fold right now. And I do have some things I'm going to share with you guys here pretty soon of something I've kind of done. I've kind of switched my mindset in my business as far as just kind of how I do things. And honestly, a lot of it had to do with the conversation I had with Jonathan up at Lawn Care Millionaire. So I've really been doing some thinking, really been kind of sitting down and kind of figuring out, you know, where do I want my business to go? What's my end game here? What's my end goal for my business? And I think that's very important, because if you're kind of striving for something, but you don't know what you're striving for, then more than likely you're probably not taking the right steps to get there. So having a clear goal and a clear vision, I think is very important. And that's something that I haven't had. I've kind of just looked over that, didn't think it was very important. But you know, as most of you guys know, when you make mistakes, when you do things and they don't work out, you have to reevaluate. And a lot of the reevaluating is kind of eating a little crow, and you know, just kind of figuring out where you messed up and figuring out the things that maybe weren't important to you or you thought weren't that big of a deal. Now they're kind of a big deal. So anyway, that's kind of where we're at with the business. You know, hopefully we'll be mowing here in a couple weeks, but who knows. Let's go check out the oil here. So that thing ain't draining at all. If it is, it's very, very slow. Man, I don't know what to do. It's been a good 10 minutes, and I don't think it's hardly moved at all. Something just don't seem right. It's not even flowing down or nothing. All right, so I got it figured out. I talked to my buddy Bryce. I think I got it figured out. You guys are gonna laugh. So check it out. See that screen there on the bottom? That's a very, very fine screen, and stuff does not travel through there very, very well. That's a pretty thick wool. So yeah. So anyway, you take this off and then you can fill it up. It's really easy that way. What an idiot. Now I gotta grab the other one that I've actually got a whole bunch of oil in. Look at that. This thing is full. It is not barely draining. Look at that. Holy mackerel. That would have took about a year maybe. So I guess that would save anything from getting in your hydros and messing those up. So I guess that's good on that front. So one thing I would suggest is when you're filling back up the hydros is to go get yourself a little cup like this. Pour your oil in here, pour this into the hydro. If I would have known it wouldn't have taken that much oil to fill that thing up, I probably wouldn't have bought 5 quarts. And you probably have better luck with just a little quarts. But I just made everything way more difficult, more messy. But I'll know how to do it next time, I guarantee it. All right, so you can see we are completely done. So another thing to point out is these bowls here, they're reverse threads. The tops, the caps are not. They screw onto here regularly. So one problem I had with this one here was I screwed the bowl on, and then I went to screw this on, and when I got kind of tight, I was unscrewing the bowl because it's reverse threads. So anyway, maybe put this on first, but anyway. So basically you fill it up to here, and your level is going to be about right here. You put the bowl on, and then that's your cold line right there. You want to add a little bit more into the bowl. But yeah, we're done. We created a little bit more of a mess, but we are done with the hydro oil. All right, so we're gonna call it a night. I tried to get the bolt off the axles. I don't have the right tool for it, so we're gonna have to put that off till tomorrow. I don't even think I have the oil for it anyway. So, but I'm really excited. We got the hydros done. I now just got to get this thing put back together and go test it out. But anyway, we'll see you guys later.